injury. I know in our childhood, many people thought that they could not maybe dive or swim, but because they believed in themselves, they had to dive onto it. I'm very proud today being able to represent young girls and young women in Kenya who are wearing gloves to punch out different issues that are affecting their lives by using boxing, and also to use boxing itself to increase their self-confidence. I remember I was 19 years old when the founder of Box Girls Kenya approached me. I was teaching the elderly people how to use computer. At that time, whereby technology was now coming into Africa, and everyone was like, I want to learn the skills on computer. And drawing back, I remember in high school, I was so much involved in playing sport, but I didn't know that I could come back in playing a major role as a manager in sports program for girls. I just played sport in high school for fun. It made me got energized. It took out away my fears, and it made me not think of my troubles at home, because at the age of 10 years old, I was orphaned with no parents, and in an African setup, when you're orphaned at a young age, you're a burden. You are no more an asset, but a liability. And as a girl, my option was maybe I could get married off at a young age. But I believed in myself that I have the power within me to make decisions, even despite situations that surround me. I want to introduce you in the line of girls crossing the line. Boxing. I know many of you here have not worn gloves, and I think it will be good in the next session. Maybe women delivery next time we have a self-session whereby we have a boxing class for everyone to have the power of the punch. Because it's not all about the punching, but it's all about trying to realize how much you can go beyond the things that you fear doing. And for girls who are living in the marginalized communities, this is a very important aspect of them realizing that it's not only where they come from, it's not about the poverty in their homes, it's not about the situation, it's not about people making choices for them, but it's now a time whereby they have to wear the gloves and they have to punch hard to realize that they can come out of those situations. I'm so happy today to represent some of our young leaders in our institution, in Box Girls Kenya, who are making their dreams come true through crossing lines. I know many of us are asking, why boxing? Why boxing? And today, I want us to, because in the aspect of investing in girls and play, it's very important to really start questioning ourselves. Why sports again? Why this kind of sports? Why the other sports? And why should we be so much interested in investing now more in girls' program with sports? It's very important because sports in itself is an innovative tool in one way that really, as practitioners, investors, and government officials, we should look deeply into how are we going to unpack this new revolution of how sports now give girls opportunity at a young age to make decisions for themselves and to scale out in creating awareness in their communities and changing their communities' perspective. Box Girls Kenya is one of the organizations within Kenya and East Africa that is creating platform for girls to punch and use the boxing in itself to create awareness, to challenge gender stereotypes, and reinforce life skills in girls. And most importantly, we use boxing and we promote girl-friendly boxing to girls so that they can also be able to learn leadership skills that will enable them go out there in the community and try to sensitize their community on the issues of gender-based violence and how to bring them in. Like in this picture, it's one of our community tournaments that we use. We use boxing because it makes people think otherwise. When we have a tournament in place, all the communities around come and see, because it's very unique when you have girls doing the boxing. One time we were having a boxing competition and the local area stood up and said, I've never seen girls boxing better than even the boys. And more so, seeing how girls are doing it more professionally at the age of 12 years old than a 32-year-old man doing the boxing competition. There was a big difference. It's because when girls are so much interested and they take something with a passion, they do it much more better. And the experience can be realized not only in their sporting arena, but also out there in their family lives. In the picture, we have Emily Kasioki, and also we have Emma. These two young girls, the age of 12 and 14 years old, they are one of our heroes. Last year, they were named the national champion in Kenya in the sport of boxing. If you look clearly, 99% of boxing sport is male-dominated. And we are trying to challenge that stereotypes. We are trying to say that girls can even box more. We have at least 1,000 girls now trying to do the sport boxing, but they're also involved in other programs in the organization that are helping them to at least feel that they are empowered and taking part in education programs and also in the leadership and mentorship program that helps them to enhance their skills and make better the decision and also make choices that are effective in their life. I remember Elizabeth and Diego was one of our alumni in Box Girls Kenya. In the year 2012, for the Olympic Games in UK, 4 years back, her dream when she was joining the program was that she has been watching the Olympic Games on TV. But her dream was like, I want one time people to see me on the TV in the Olympic Games. And it happened that she was the first Kenyan woman to at least go for the Olympic Games. And she represented Kenya for the Olympic Games. Her dream was realized. But she's not the only one that her dream is being realized. Many other girls like Elizabeth, Faith, their dreams are also being realized. We know that sport is giving girls the chance to make choices on what dreams they want to become. Some will become coaches. Some will be great program managers like I. That's why I'm standing here today. Because I was given an opportunity when I was 19 years old. I didn't learn about management of sports program by then. But through the program, I learned through it. The girls helped me learn through it to establish Box Girls program. Being a sport that is not mostly used by people, people don't see it as a tool that can empower girls because they identify it as a sport of violence. But we're drawing it down to say that it's a sport whereby girls can learn self-defense skills. They can learn that the skill can enable them to equip their confidence and learn that they are able to make powerful decisions in their life. So I think it's time for all of us to also think, to open a new book page in our minds and say, let's also try and invest in other sports that are creating opportunities for girls, that are making us realize that they have power within them to make choices, that they're having like the power of the leadership skills to make decisions and be part of a group whereby they can come up with ideas that sensitize their community on issues affecting them, like gender-based violence, like rape cases. So it's a chance whereby we also need to work together in also investing in these other sports that are giving our girls opportunities. The thing that I want to say is that we cannot work alone. We all need each other in this space of sports and girls. Girls need to play. And so we need their community. We need their parents to be in place. One thing that is unique about Box Girls is the power of ownership that girls experience because their parents are involved. Their fathers are involved. The local community leader is involved because we want to see it sustainable. In the next 10 years, I want Faith to be the one standing here in the next symposium to speak about the transformation on how the sport has given her the opportunity to be a leader. So it's time for all of us to invest in different traditional sports for girls to make their choices in which sports they want to play and how it's going to transform their lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Cynthia, for helping girls realize their dreams. I'd like to see another one of your women in the Olympics 2016. We'll all be watching, right? Okay. Our final speaker is Elyse, Ruest, Archamblaut. Okay, we've been practicing my French accent, so I'm excited. Okay, Elyse is a gender specialist at Right to Play. an organization that uses sport and play to educate children and youth to overcome the effects of poverty, conflict, and disease in disadvantaged communities. They are in over 20 countries, and they reach 1 million children. Welcome, Elyse.
Thank you.